at ano ang mga dapat nating gawin. Now, pag-uusapan natin yan with our friends from FIVOX, mga kapanayam natin, si Director Teresito Bacolcol, live sa ating programa. Director, magandang umaga po. Welcome sa programa, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning din po sa inyo.
Okay. Sir, kamusta po tayo so far with what's going on? Parang nasa paligid natin lahat ng mga nangyayaring mga lindol. Gaano na ho ba kalaki ang risk ng Pilipinas na makaranas nitong malakas na lindol?
Well, the risk is always there kasi we're part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. So every now and then, we will be jolted by earthquakes, we have volcanic eruptions, and even tsunamis. So regardless kung magkakaroon ng paglindol sa karatig bansa natin, tayo mismo ay nasa risk kasi as I've said, part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, we have more than 180 active fault segments, and we have 6 active trenches. These are all capable of generating light to major, even great earthquake. So, yung sinasabi kasi na, baka tayo nang susunod. Kasi Myanmar, Thailand, Taiwan, yung mga karatig bayan. Kahit hindi naman sila lumindol, tayo being part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, ay mataas yung risk pa rin natin, regardless kung may pangyayari sa ibang bansa.
Okay. Now, ang pamahalaan po natin ay sinasabi pong it's time na ginagawa na po yung mga retrofitting at yung mga pag-iinspeksyon sa iba't ibang mga gusali dito sa ating bansa. Well, ano po ang reaksyon nyo ho dito at ano ho ba yung mga tamang dapat gawin din po, mga best practices ho, para ito po ay talagang maiwasan ho natin yung mga pagguho ng mga building, mga struktura. Ano nakikita ninyo, Director?
Well, tama naman yung ginagawa ng especially yung DPWH kasi sila yung gumagawa ngayon, nagkakaroon ng mga retrofitting. Kailangan talaga natin kasi one of the challenges of achieving a resilient Metro Manila is yung infrastructure vulnerability. Yung ibang buildings natin, some older buildings, road, bridges, at iba pang critical infrastructures in Metro Manila may not be earthquake resistant. At kaya kailangan talagang i-retrofit and reinforce these buildings. Ngayon, yun naman ang talagang dapat gawin. Now, tayo naman bilang mamamayan, kailangan din naman natin sumunod sa building code. So, kung ano yung kapag nagpapagawa tayo ng bahay or nagpapatayo tayo ng mga buildings, we have to make sure that we follow the minimum engineering standards. We should not cut corners kasi para din naman sa ating kapakanan yan.
Actually, sir, napakarami na mga lumang building dito sa atin sa NCR pa lang. Anong masasabi nyo doon, sir?
Again, kailangan talagang i-revisit siguro ng LGUs at saka yung DPWH. But again, they are already doing that. Ongoing, naalala nyo last year, may isang flyover na sinara for 6 months kasi nire-retrofit. So, again, ginagawa na naman yan ngayon and kailangan talagang gawin.
Okay. Now, speaking of which, isa sa mga ginagawa ho natin bilang paghahanda sa mga lindol, hindi lang ho sa the big one but sa iba pang mga lindol, itong earthquake drills ho natin. At isa ho sa suhestyon yung kahit gabi po ay mag-earthquake drill. Ano ho ba nakikita niyong tama? Kasi kung sa bagay, tama naman ho, wala namang oras na pinipili ang lindol. Pero sa inyo, ano po masasabi niyo doon, Director?
Yes, tama naman yun. In fact, nagkaroon na ng nighttime earthquake drill dati. Pero hindi siya yung National Simultaneous Earthquake Drill. Isang barangay lamang sa Pasig. And maganda nang gawin to regularly. Dapat may mga different scenarios tayo. Earthquake drill sa gabi, earthquake drill sa madaling araw. Kasi again, what you've mentioned, hindi natin malalaman kung kailan magkakaroon ng lindol. Pwede nga rin during sa kasagsagan ng bagyo, magkakaroon ng paglindol. So, ganun mga scenarios na pagsama-samahin natin para lahat covered natin all bases.
Okay. Now, speaking of which, Director, kamusta yung mga fault lines natin dito? Yung mga major fault lines dito sa ating bansa?
Well, we as I mentioned, we have 180 active fault segments. Dito maliliit, yung iba maliliit, yung iba malalaki like the Philippine Fault. And the Philippine Fault is capable of generating large magnitude earthquakes katulad ng nangyari noong 1990 July 16. It generated 7.8 earthquake, which is much bigger than the 7.7 earthquake sa Myanmar. So hindi lang yan, again, ibang, kasi nakatutok tayo palagi sa the big one in Metro Manila. Well, understandable naman yan kasi Metro Manila is the seat of the economic seat of the Philippines. It's the political seat of the Philippines also. But we should not forget that there are other bigger ones in other parts of the country. For example, along the Philippine fault in Gabaldon, this is capable of generating a magnitude 7.9 earthquake. Yung mga trenches natin, these are also capable of generating large magnitude earthquakes. Kung masyadong mababaw pa, pwede mag-generate ng tsunami. So the Philippine Trench, for example, it's in the eastern Visayas, is capable of generating magnitude 8.2. And kapag nangyari yan, it will produce 8 to 9 tsunami waves. Sa Manila Trench, this is also capable of generating a magnitude 8.2 earthquake. And it may produce 3 to 5 meters of tsunami waves if low tide. And kapag high tide naman, nadagdagan ng 2 meters. And yung Philippine fault sa Mati area sa May Davao, wala tayong historical large magnitude earthquakes along the segment. So based on our study, the recurrence interval is between 400 to 1,000 years. Now, ang nangyari dito, walang paglindol for the past several hundreds of years, meaning we know that it's active, it's storing up energy for a big release. So, yun yung kailangan nating paghandaan. Parang tao din yan na yung tao kapag salita ng salita, hindi naman, kapag nagalit yan, hindi naman masyadong galit, di ba? Or nagalit yan, hindi masyadong violent. So, kapag taong tahimik lang, kapag nagalit yan, that would be a total mayhem.
Sumasabog, di ba? Parang ganun.
Yes, that's right. It's the same thing with active faults. Yung active fault, we know it's active, like the West Valley Fault, we know it's active, pero wala tayong, kahit maliliit na lindol man lang, wala. Or bihira. So kapag ibig sabihin, storing up energy, and kapag nagkaroon ng malaking paglindol, medyo malakas.
Okay. That's something that we hope and pray na hindi talaga mangyari yung malakas na malakas. But anyways, Director, now speaking of which na isa pang magandang pag-usapan din, kamusta yung mga bulkan natin, yung mga active volcanoes natin, sir?
Okay, so we have 24 active volcanoes. And out of the 24 active volcanoes, 3 ang may alert levels. Alert level 1 ang Taal volcano right now. And for the past 24 hours, or in fact for the past 8 days, wala tayong ni isang volcanic earthquake sa Taal volcano. Yung Mayon volcano naman, it's on the same alert level as Taal, nasa alert level 1. And 4 days na rin tayong hindi nakapagtala ng lindol sa Mayon volcano. Now, itong Canlaon volcano, ito yung nasa alert level 3 right now. And for the past 24 hours, we recorded 16 volcanic earthquakes. And kahapon, nakapagtala tayo ng sulfur dioxide na aabot ng 2,727 tons per day. And meron ding 5 ash emission activities. Nagbuga ng abo kahapon ang Canlaon volcano na umaabot ng 200 meters. And as mentioned, maintain pa rin natin yung alert level 3 sa Mayon volcano, and advise pa rin natin sa mga ating kababayan na huwag pumasok inside the 6-kilometer danger zone.
Okay. So, Director, pangkalahatang mensahe natin, syempre marami ho sa ating mga kababayan na tatakot ho sa sitwasyon ng sunod-sunod na lindol sa mga paligid ng ating bansa. Ano ho mensahe nyo sa ating mga tagapakinig?
Okay, so earthquakes are random events, and hindi natin ito malalaman kung kailan ito mangyayari. So the best course of action is always preparedness. So when we say preparedness, again, we have to make sure that our houses are earthquake resilient. Kung nakatayo na yung bahay natin, pwede nating malaman kung if it can resist large magnitude earthquake. Meron tayong app for that. How safe is my house app? They just available yan sa internet, sa website namin. Google lang nila, and then it will give you 12 questions, and then you have to answer those questions. And based on your response, malalaman mo kung earthquake resilient ba yung bahay nyo. So if it's not earthquake resilient, make sure na pwede i-retrofit niyo, or consult a civil engineer. Again, first, preparedness must be done at all levels, from families to community organizations up to local and national government. Hindi lang po responsibility ng FIVOX yung disaster preparedness when it comes to earthquakes. It's everyone's collective duty to prepare.
Okay. Director, maraming salamat po sa oras na inilaan niyo po sa amin. Mabuhay po kayo at mabuhay ang FIVOX.
Maraming salamat.
Ayan po si Director Teresito Bacolcol ng FIVOX. Hanap buhay muna tayo mga kasama. Oras natin 10:00.
Usapang trabaho.